my full song up there, but putting the samples, I think, lets people have the choice, because not everybody is going to love your songs, and I completely understand that. I might write the worst song and you don't want to listen to it, but someone that wrote a song on my album and you absolutely love the song and you want that song, you can kind of hear the preview and kind of get a taste for it, and then go on iTunes and actually choose which one you want to listen to. I mean, if you want to pay 99 cents for just one song that means a lot to you and kind of makes you feel good, by all means, buy it. You don't have to buy the full album. So that's kind of why I like to have the samples up there. You can kind of get a taste of what's to come on the album, but you don't necessarily have to love every single song if you just want to buy one song. So that's why I like to have them up there. Or you can just sample the album and say you love the whole thing and buy it, and that would be awesome.
You know what? I thought about buying your album, but I'm like, well, even if I buy the album, that still doesn't give me permission to play the album.
Well, I'll send it to you. You don't have to buy it. You got connections now.
All righty. No, because I mean, I love playing your music, but I'm like, four-wheel drive yet again. Are you serious?
Yes. It's, you got to have variety. I totally hear you. We have a brand new single coming out. I'm not exactly allowed to say what it is yet, but it's awesome, and I'm so excited for it. It's probably one of my most favorite songs I've ever heard in my entire life, and that's saying a lot. So even though I'm singing on this track, no matter who sang on this track, it could be Britney Spears, it could be, Cher, whoever it is, I would absolutely love this song. So it's a great song, and I'll sing along to it no matter who's singing it. So I can't wait to see my fans and other people sing with this song, because it's just fun. I can't wait to let you guys hear it.
Well, if I decided on it, you'd make a YouTube video and just be like, all right, look at Through Local Radio, can't sing. But hell of an interviewer. No, I'm just excited that we can do this interview and everything. So, what are your goals in 5 years? I know that you tour all over Canada and, you come out to Nashville and everything, but what is your ultimate goal? What would define success for you if you could have it in 5 years?
I would definitely say there's a bunch of things I could name the award shows I'd love to be on and love to have my songs nominated in and everything, and those are definitely a goal. But I think the greatest thing that could happen in my career would probably be getting a top 10 song on the radio and being able to show up to a show and not have only 50 people, but have thousands of people singing along to my songs that I've written. I think that would be amazing, that people, would take the time and learn your lyrics and come to your shows and pay for a ticket, and just being able to hear them sing my songs back is amazing. I hear people sing Four-Wheel Drive when I perform it at a live show, and I think it's so cool. And just being able to have everybody sing my full album, I think, would be truly the point to me, where it's like it doesn't matter what happens next. That's it for me. It's not even, winning a bunch of awards. It's not, whatever it may be that is going to bring my career up a notch. I think it's really connecting with the fans and getting my music out there, which is what the music business is all about. Just hearing it being played on the radio, which is still surreal for me, but having it played all the time and getting all these credentials that it's in the top 10 and people are listening to it and singing along to it, I think would be amazing.
Yeah, because you'd be in the likes of, famous, country stars out there.
Yes, and that's my goal. I have a saying, and everybody says it, it's go big or go home. So that's that's what I'm headed for. I'm not gonna stop, so.
So what advice would you give somebody, new to, music in general or country music, especially a female? Because, I understand that it's country music. I understand there's more females that do country music than other genres, but it's still got to be tough being a female in the music business, period.
Oh, it certainly is. was actually talking about this with another artist this weekend, and being a female in not only country music, but in any type of music, it's extremely difficult. Not because there's such a mass amount of women and girls that are in the music. That's not even the point of it. It's the fact of really connecting with your fans. It's really difficult to get fans as a female, just because so many other females are fans. You'll see thousands and thousands of women show up to a guy's show, and because they love that guy. But it's really rare that you'll see, tons of women buy tickets to your show, and let's face it, guys really don't want to buy tickets and watch a girl all night, even if they think you're the hottest thing on earth and love your music. They'd rather buy the CD than come listen to, live show.
Come toward the USA a bit and still say that.
Yeah, so
I mean, seriously, in a year or two when we, I mean, I'm going to have you on way before that if you want to come back. You're such a breath of fresh air. But, I mean, once you're, actively, touring in the U.S., I want you to come back and then tell me that. Because I see it differently out here. But in other countries, they're raised differently and everything, too.
Yeah, they really love, here in Canada, it's not that they don't like women's music. All the girls that are on the scene right now that are in country music are extremely, extremely talented, and they have so much potential, and they can really get a crowd going, which is absolutely the whole point of it. They have the performance part, the voice, the look, everything, and they are absolutely incredible. I love being in country music. It's really difficult to kind of break into the music. I learned that very young, and now that I'm actually getting the hang of things and people are now asking me for advice, I love to give it because I didn't have somebody to give me that advice when I was really young, because myself, I was just breaking into the industry, and my family and my mom and everything who helps me, it was their first time. I'm an only child, and nobody else in my family had been in the music industry, so it wasn't an easy ride because we were learning things all by ourselves, learning the contracts and management and labels and what exactly you needed to have a successful single and music video and all the kind of outlets that you have to go into and the type of money you need to kind of get yourself out there and the stuff you need in your show and all these credentials that has to come together to make just 1 hour show successful.
Yeah. Tamara Bubble was, talking about that the other day. Says you have to put in money in order to make money. Do you agree?
I do agree, especially in the music industry. It may be a lot to put in a few $1,000s, and, $1,000, $100 doesn't come easily nowadays, and I totally understand that. And, I mean, people have to work for their money, and that's what life is. People are striving to work for money, but it definitely is hard to make the money that you need to be there, but you got to grow over time and kind of get the things together because, $100 could help you with promotion photos. So maybe, save up for a few months, and when that 2-3 months hits, get your promotion photos and put them in your stockpile and wait a couple months, save like $150, get like a banner done, then get like, a bass drum thing done or your mic stand or an incredible microphone for yourself, and kind of just build over time. And then when you finally splurge and, you pay money to have your CDs distributed and everything like that, that's when you kind of start making money because you can now sell this stuff at shows. You can sell your photos. You're making profit. And it's just really cool, but you definitely have to put in a lot of money to make the money back, especially in the music industry, because recording and photos and sound equipment and stuff doesn't come easily. It's extremely expensive, especially if you have a normal budget of a normal human being. Not all of us are millionaires, so it's really difficult to come up with thousands and thousands of dollars to get all this stuff in order. But over time, it will definitely come, and it is difficult at first. But if you really want it, you'll definitely find ways to make do, borrow from friends, and make connections in the industry where friends will help you, and you can pay them back later.
Exactly. That's what it's about. I mean, any true artist will put in, or in any industry, will put in money in order to get somewhere. And that's not necessarily, Facebook likes. That's like real money, real advertising and everything. Because if you don't do it, those that have the big market behind them will, and you'll be pushed to the backside. That's how I look at it.
Promotion is a huge thing in the music industry. It can make or break an artist having the proper promotion, and it doesn't mean you're no good. It could be the most talented person in the whole entire world that just doesn't have the proper promotion, and then you have somebody who is also equally good but has great promotion that will rise to the top quicker just because of the way that their career is being dealt with. So you really got to trace your steps and watch carefully. It's a very difficult industry, but once you get in there, you kind of get the hang of things, and you really start to realize what it's all about, and you can kind of, as an artist even, you start to get the idea of exactly what your career needs, and you can kind of, from that point on, that's how you develop your own person, your own style, the way you perform on stage, the performance part of it, what exactly you want in your show. So it all kind of adds up from there.
And here's the funny part. I'm looking at the people that are listening, which right now there's not that many, but that's because it's 10 o'clock in the morning. People have to work, as you explained. People need to find ways to make money.
Exactly.
And you have more loves than you have people listening. How is that possible?
What? That's cool.
So, what inspires you? If you could, take Chelsea Kreitz, and I hope I'm saying your name right.
You are.
And put yourself from a third person point of view. How would you explain yourself?
Oh, if I was talking to me, we were saying this on the weekend. I was making a joke with a bunch of people about myself. If I could talk to me,
we must have EP or something.
Yeah, I think you do. If I was talking to me, the first idea I would get of myself is that I'm very down to earth. I'll never change. That's just who I am. I think I would say I love making jokes. I love making people laugh. I love seeing everybody's reaction, and I really love just communicating with people in general. I'm the type of person, I'm not afraid to listen to what somebody has to say. I'll listen to you 3 hours and not take my attention off of you just because that's who I am. I love hearing what people have to say, and even if it's advice or if it's, criticism, I will take it. That's just me. I'll listen and learn. It's very hard. I'm the type of person, if I was talking to myself, it's very hard for me to kind of get offended. Very difficult for me to, not agree with somebody on a certain level. I'm very easygoing, I think would be the ultimate word to kind of describe me overall, is I'm just a very easygoing person and easy to get along with, and I'm fun. I think I'm fun. I may be boring, though. I'm not sure. I never really asked anybody.
When you come tour in the USA, make sure you get yourself some bouncers or some kind of security, because if you're going to stare at, if you got a guy fan for like 3 hours and you stare at him, he's automatically going to think you're in love with them, and you're going to have issues.
You know what? I've had a security guard who was hilarious because he was actually hitting on me, and I'm like, is that your job? I don't think so. But I can't wait to perform in the U.S. It's in the works right now, and I think it will be great, especially to hit all these places that I've talked to people in, and kind of have them come out and hear my show, because my show is so much different than my album. I sound the exact same, but seeing a live show is is really cool, and I love to share that with people who have never seen it before.
Yeah, and then they fall in love with not only your voice, but then your great body too, and it's like